So Cal, you're at Rodney Parade last night for Newport County's famous win against Middlesbrough in the FA Cup. You were doing work for the club. Could you just talk us through what your role was last night?
Yeah, so I provided the live updates on social media of the game. Fantastic experience, probably one of the best I've been involved with since I started doing my voluntary work for the club. Also got to do a bit of DJing before the game, a late task, but working at a League 2 club, that's something which can often be sort of drafted into, but that was enjoyable as well as operating the big screen before the game.
How much different was it to a normal League 2 game that you would work at?
Yeah, it was a huge difference, obviously, because of the Leicester game as well. I was expecting a big crowd, and there was a lot of media there all wanting to get a piece of the action and speak to the players. But yeah, it's always great when Rodney Parade is packed out, and it was an amazing atmosphere once again last night.
What was it like seeing people like Britt Sombolonga, players like that turning up, and obviously BT Sport were there, and just all the sort of the big sports journalists? What was that like?
I think it's great for the city of Newport as well. The supporters, you always want to see the best players at the championship level. In Middlesbrough's case, they're challenging for a playoff place this season. So I think it was great to see their players in action, and now looking forward to Man City's players. I don't think they like the Rodney Parade pitch either.
From the perspective of someone who works for the club, what was the feeling like amongst the staff after the game?
Just buzzing. I think everyone, that's the word to sum her up. Everyone was buzzing. The players, the fans, the staff, and the backroom staff as well. There's Mike Flynn. I think everyone just around the club is buzzing, and I'm sure there'll be a few sore heads going into work today.
Would you say it was the best atmosphere you've been involved in your time at the club?
Definitely. I think the Leicester game was great, but I think the Middlesbrough game just topped it simply because of the big prize of playing Manchester City in the next round, and I think the players handled the pressure really well. They knew that if they beat Middlesbrough then they would draw Manchester City, so I think they dealt with the pressure really well, and the fans were great in supporting them and doing that.
How much of a boost do you think it's been for the club in this cup run, the FA Cup run this year?
Financially, I think it's been massive. Mike Flynn's touched on it already. As long as he can put in the foundations which can give the club a really good future, then he's happy to do that, and I think he's played a really key role. League form has slipped a bit recently, but I think the cup like last season, I think they've done really well, and they need to be proud of what they've achieved already.
And what do you think the key factor has been in Newport beating teams like Leeds, Leicester and now Middlesbrough in recent times?
People say the magic of the FA Cup is gone. I'm a firm believer in that it's not. It can do so much for smaller clubs like Newport, and financially as well. I think it'll give them a massive boost, but I think just belief and team spirit, and that's what they've got in abundance, and I'm sure they'll do well against Manchester City as well.